Revit. Revit comes in a few different varieties. Let's start first with what's available for architecture. There are essentially three overall versions. We have Autodesk Revit, or just the full version of Revit, which is part of the building design suite, and that includes actually all disciplines: architecture, structure, and MEP. If you're using that version of Revit, you have full access to all of the architectural features. Now, if you're using Revit Architecture, that's a standalone product. It's not part of any suite, and it includes just the architectural features and a couple of the structural features. Now, the most recent addition to the Revit portfolio is Revit LT. And Revit LT is like a limited version of the architectural product. It includes many of the features that are available in Revit Architecture, but it's limited in the fact that some of the features are not included. Most notably are things like some of the collaboration tools and some of the rendering features that you might see in the full versions of the product. Now, if you're involved in engineering, the flavors of Revit that you have available are, of course, the full version of Revit again, which is part of the building design suite and includes all three disciplines: architecture, MEP, and structure. Or you can get Revit MEP or Revit Structure as standalone products, which are focused on just those disciplines in particular. Now, for this course, I'm going to focus mainly on the architectural flavors of Revit. So if you have any of the versions I mentioned for architecture, the building design suite version, Autodesk Revit, Revit Architecture, the standalone product, or Revit LT, then you can watch this course and you'll have access to all of the functionality that I'll be discussing. If you're using MEP or Structure, you can still watch this course, and many of the tools you'll find useful. Some of the tools are platform tools or tools that apply across all disciplines, and there are many architectural tools, so if you've got the suite version, you'll have access to those tools, and you might find those useful in your work as well. So what's missing from LT if you decided to use the LT version? Well, specifically for the content we'll cover in this course, we're going to talk a little bit about rendering, and we'll use the cloud rendering feature. That's what's available in LT, but LT does not have in-product rendering, so you can't render directly in LT. You have to use the cloud rendering feature, which is an online service provided by Autodesk. And some of the collaboration tools are missing as well. You can do linked files, which we will be covering in the course, but you can't do the interference checking features, which we talk about. And also, work sharing is not available in LT. So we'll be looking at how to open up a work share project, but I'll discuss what the differences are between Revit and LT at that time. If you want to learn more about what's different between LT and the full version of the product, you can visit Autodesk's website, and they provide a really nice comparison chart that goes point by point and feature by feature and details what the differences are between the full version of Revit and the Revit LT product. So feel free to visit that resource to learn a little bit more.